All righty. Good evening. All right. So before we get started with everything, I want to run over a couple things really quickly, and then we're going to get into a couple things. Okay. So first of all, I just want to remind everybody if there's interruptions with the stream, any issues, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. And so definitely, you know, you may not get notification if the thing whacks out or dwinks out or whatever, but just so you know that I would get right back on as soon as I possibly could. Secondly, that this is a very family friendly oriented channel, and I would ask everybody to please be decent in the chat. Please be nice. No racism, no nastiness. Real simple rules. If you can't abide by those real simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will definitely boot you out of here. Okay, so we're not going to get into the topic right off the bat. I want to address something else first. But the topic is we're going to talk about why prep when somebody's just going to come and take your stuff anyway. We're going to talk about is that a possibility, what could happen with that, and how that would go down. I am trying to remain calm. So anybody that watched my earlier video today, I had to do something that I didn't want to do. And I don't like doing it. I get no pleasure out of doing it. But you live in the country, folks. You take care of your own animals. That's just the way it goes, okay? And so, unfortunately, my sister's dog bit my other sister, and it was about the 10th person that this dog has bitten. And so my sister and I had talked, and she came to me and she said, would you put Rose down for me? And I said, well, I don't want to do it, but yeah, I'll do it. Because I know how expensive, number one, it is to take an animal to the vet. And they bleed you dry, of course. It's always that little nonsense that they play. And they charge you an arm and a leg to, put your animal down. And so I said, yes, I will do that. And so I did. I put Rosie down today. So my video went up at 3 o'clock. At 3:40, I had the sheriffs at my house because one of you weak-minded pieces of garbage that will probably be within the first 10 days of a apocalyptic event. You won't make it much longer than that. Call the police on me. Now, first of all, what a ridiculous waste of resources. I ended up with, what did I have here at one point? 4 police cars? 4. Like I'm some huge, oh my God, we got to do this major investigation. They dug up the dog and took the dog with them. So thank you. Thank you, whoever you were, for upsetting my sister to that point and doing what you did. And you know what? And I get the trolls just trying to cause trouble. I get it. I do, but you're a piece of crap. You're whoever would do that, you're just a piece of garbage. Just putting that out there, okay? So they also confiscated my 22, and I got to tell you how this went down, guys. You're gonna love this, okay? So they're like, well, we'd like to take the 22 with us, while we do our investigation, and you'll get it back within 2 weeks, and stuff like that. What investigation? What do you need to? The dog is a registered biter, okay, number one. She just bit somebody again, all right? It's our own business. It ain't nobody else's business, and I put the dog down, all right? If you are so weak-minded that you feel like, you have to go take an animal to a vet instead of taking care of your own animals, that's fine. I don't, that's your business. Do whatever way you want to do it. I grew up in the country. We take care of our own problems, okay? So I said, I don't want to give you the 22. You don't need the 22. No crime has been committed. Well, we're investigating it. So they get on the phone with their superiors, whoever they were. And this was my option, just so you know. And I'm going to tell you what. And yes, I am still pro-police. These guys, if you want to call it doing their job, I mean, it was overkill beyond belief, okay? I mean, they're like taking pictures where the dog was buried. I mean, just, yeah. So Anyway, so they were like, well, we can do this one of two ways. Either you voluntarily give up the weapon, or we can get a warrant and we'll take every weapon that you have in your home, and of course all the ammo too, because that's what they do as well, and you'll never get any of it back. So yeah, I gave it to them. Voluntarily surrender, where they'll give it back when they're done with their investigation. Now, I want you guys to remember, okay, we talked about this the other day. New York City, you had people looting, burning, stealing everything that wasn't nailed down out of stores. You had them hurting police officers, hurting other civilians, right? All these people got arrested. And what did they do? What did they do? They've dropped the charges for most of them. That's fine. You can loot and burn and all this type of stuff. I put an animal down, and this is the crap that I got to deal with because of putting an animal down. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I'm remaining calm. But an incredible waste of resources, an incredible waste of the time for the police officers having to come out here for nonsense. Okay, and so they're like, they'll do their investigation. Oh yeah, and then in like a couple of weeks, we'll get Rose's rotted corpse back as well, so we can rebury it on our own property. Yeah, just so thank you. And I hope you got your jollies. Whoever did this to me, hope you got your jollies out of it. Trying to cause me trouble once again. But just so you know, it is unbelievable, unbelievable. But that's just an incredible waste of time, and so it was just so it wasn't like I decided out of the blue, hey, you know what? I'm going to kill some animals on my property today. Nothing is done for no reason, So yeah, that's good times. Waste of resources, a waste of time. So now there's this investigation going on. What's to investigate, realistically? My sister asked me to do something for her. I did it, period. That's the end of story. So, but yeah, so there we go. So there's that. And I was really wanted to just come on here and completely flip out, but I decided not to. And I'm sure, that they're all like, whoever did it is like, we got him. Well, you'll get yours. Don't worry. In the end, not by me. I don't make any threats. But you people that do stuff like that, you won't last 10 days in a post event. Not 10 days. Just remember that. So, yeah, good times. Hello, Soxy. So, yeah. Unreal. So our whole afternoon was tied up with them here doing that and paperwork, and it was. But like I said, no, I will say that the police officers were decent. They weren't jerks about it, but yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna do their like I said, they're doing their investigation. What are you going to charge me with? Animal cruelty? Come on. You have an animal that was already sick, had issues. She was having seizures all the time. I want you people to think about this, okay? Especially for the people that decided to turn me in for dispatching an animal. Who do you think dispatched animals 100 years ago? Who do you think took care of that? You didn't take animals to the veterinarian to give them a shot. You took care of it yourself. So I don't know. I'm irritated. I will say that. It's just more nonsense, more crap from being on YouTube, And again, yes, I have paperwork. Yep, I have paperwork. What they gave me was a copy of the surrender. So no charges are at this point in time. Okay, so they're not charging me with anything. What they're going to investigate. So actually, because the dog bit Margie, my other sister Margie, so they asked me for her information. I gave it to her. They were on their way to go and interview her and get a statement from her. So I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, realistically. I mean, if you have a registered viter, what would they do? They would put the dog down anyway. So yeah. Next, I'll have PETA knocking down my door. PETA can kiss my behind too. I love animals. You guys know I love animals. I have a bunch of animals here, and you know, I take very good care of my animals. And I will tell you this, and I'll put it out here right now: when it's Hella's time, when it's Pandora's time, when it's Caesar's time, I will put the dog down. I'm not taking my animal to a vet, and then, you know, maybe because of this nonsense of COVID, you can't even go back there while they put your dog down, so your animal's not even with you. Whatever, just, you know, I just, like I said, I'm irritated, and it's yeah, I won't have that issue when I go to West Virginia. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, thank you, Brian. I figured it'll be a whole different thing down there. More strong-willed and strong-minded people, and people that mind their own business, and don't try to cause trouble for no reason. But that's YouTube, right? That's, you know, that's the joy of being on YouTube. Everybody's got, you know, whatever they're gonna do. Yeah, it's just unbelievable, though. Unbelievable. So. Because I'll tell you what, if they had reported it, which Margie didn't report it because it was family, right? Um, they would say you need to make a decision. And if you turn that dog over to animal control, that's what they would do. They would hold the dog for 10 days to make sure it didn't have rabies, and then they would put it down. Well, you know what? I find it more humane to do it within your own family. And in that way, the animals are with you when the time comes. So, yeah. Unreal, unreal. But, you know, it's so whoever did it, I hope you got your jollies. Now I got to deal with this stupid stuff. Ridiculous. It should never have been anything. They should have came here, got their information of what happened and why we did what we did, and then they should have went away. But the guy that posted his video of his dog tearing up raccoons had the same thing happen. Wow. Yeah, it's just, people are so weak. They really are. People are just so weak. Yeah, Church of POS said I have to insist that I would be with my dog when they were going to put her down at the vets. They didn't want me to let me in the building because of COVID. I told the vet I was going to be present. I don't blame you. If it's your animal and you're putting your animal down, you have every right to be there for that. The vet charged me $200 to put down my 10-pound cat. Wow. And that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So, yeah, unbelievable. It's just, like I said, so it's games. And I was advised by the police, just so you guys know, not to mention this, not to talk about this. But guess what? I told them, I said, oh, I plan on it. I absolutely plan on it. And again, you know, the bottom line is I did it because it needed to be done, because she was more and more unstable. She was having a lot of issues, and she was continuing to try to bite people all the time. I mean, she tried to bite people, 3 different people in the same week. Okay. So the dog had issues. It needed to be taken care of. Zero pleasure of doing this. None. Okay. I don't get any kind of satisfaction. I don't get any joy out of it. I hate doing it. Okay. But I will do it. I will, like I said, I'll do what's necessary. So, but, yeah, so, you know, yep, $700 to put a dog down. Yeah, then that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So, anyway, so that's that. But yeah, so it just, like I said, well, you know, karma. I'll call it every time, karma. What comes around goes around, and those type of people, they'll get theirs in the end. So, you know, there you go. But socks, relax. Okay, you guys got to see real quick. Oh, little Miss Soxy's in the house tonight. So, what? Let me say hi. So, yeah, it's just, people are nuts. People are just nuts. Okay, off you go. All right, so yeah, so that was an interesting start to the day. I was like, well, so I was in the house, and I was actually getting ready to leave. I was going to go and visit a neighbor, and the dogs are barking. So I look out the window, and they're facing this way, and they're barking. And so I I looked in Becky's driveway first and didn't see anybody. So I said, well, somebody must be on my side. And there's the cops. So, yeah, good times. Good times. So, I live in a high-priced neighborhood. We had to put down animals that were sick, and it's only been a few dollars, nowhere near to. You know, it's, Sandy P, I don't believe that it's only a few dollars. It actually depends on the weight of the animal. The more the animal weighs, the more they charge you for putting that animal down. So it's not just a few dollars. I like that terminology, a few dollars. Um, Different places are going to charge different things. I know that when Heather had Bella cremated, they charged an arm and a leg to have the cat cremated. I mean, that was like $200 to get the cat cremated, just so you know. You know, but she wanted the cat's asses after the cat had died. So yeah, unbelievable, unbelievable. So you know, hey, everybody's gonna have an opinion. You know what? If you 80 came in and said my last dog a Doberman and it was $280. Okay. Somebody else, Gabe, said it was only $35 at the vet. Well, again, it depends on the size of the dog, to be honest with you. ICUERRN said my vet charged me $75 and he came to the farm. That's a good vet. That's a very, very good vet. Somebody else is saying it cost him $500 to put down a 50-pound dog. So, yeah, but again, you know, you do it the way you want to do it. Like I said, I grew up on a farm. That's what we did. You dispatched an animal, and you do it humanely, and you do it quickly so they don't suffer. It's no different. No different. Animal didn't suffer, not one bit. So, but you know, Rose, my sister's dog Rose was the one. But so now Becky gets to be upset because, like I said, they dug the dog up and took the dog. It is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So, but anyway, like I said, that is what it is. And so there we are. But anyway, so let's do this real quick. What do we got? 866 in the chat, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I want to thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I would ask you to do it for that reason as well. Third reason, of course, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's just a little game. And, you know, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. So thank you ahead of time. But again, I got to say the cops were decent. They were not jerks. Okay. So they basically said, listen, unfortunately, the two biggest things that they deal with as far as people being outraged and upset, they said was kids and animals. So, you know, they said we got to do our due diligence. They got to do their paperwork. And like I said, they were not a-holes in any way, shape, or form. So I do want to put that out there. But I wasn't to them either. But, you know, the whole thing with the threatening about the gun thing, that kind of irritated me. I will say that. And they knew I was irritated. So, yeah, it just, you know, that is annoying. But, I got 8 haters. I got 8 thumbs down. It happens. Happens all the time. You know, they're devoted. Like I said, they watch you more closely than anybody else. So literally, the video went up at 3 o'clock. I had the police here at 3:40. So yeah, how awesome. But you know, like I said, the cops got to do what they got to do. So you know, unfortunately, it's just a part of the system that we have now. But no, there was no sirens. They just drove up. So yeah, it was just, and they told me, they told me, they said somebody from your YouTube channel called. So there you go. You know, what was the purpose for digging the dog up and taking it? Wasn't taking a video or picture good enough for them? I don't know why they would dig the dog up. I have no idea. So I don't get that aspect of it either. And but yeah, it's ridiculous, ridiculous. Yeah, I just and here's the best part. It's an anonymous, thing. And I love that. That's the best. Because you can be a complete jerk and it's anonymous. It's just like when I had CPS called on me twice. They never tell you who called. So part of the games, but that's what we have to deal with. So good times. Good times. So that was a fun day. Yeah, you know. Uh, they took the dead dog. Yeah, they took the dog. They took Rose. Yep. So how crazy is that? But anyway, so let's talk about why prep because let's get into our actual topic. I'm sorry, I was just I needed to discuss this with you guys because like I said, but I'm a true believer in karma. I am a huge believer in karma, and whoever did this, karma will take care of you, and I cannot wait. I'll never know it, which is fine, but I know it's coming. So there we go, and that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? That is absolutely the beauty of it. I didn't want to come on here and like totally lose my crap and flip out and swear and be nuts. So I tried to make sure that I was calm. So, all right. So, couple things with I had some people say, well, in a post event, something happens. Either the government's going to come in and take your stuff, or for the greater good, or you're going to have larger groups that are come through and they'll take your stuff. So why bother prepping, right? So that's what they say. And so here's my thing. First of all, your biggest threat in a post event is going to be your neighbors. And I've talked about this before. So if you have a relationship with your neighbors and you're willing to work with your neighbors, I don't plan on Kevin. Kevin Griffey says, "Why are you still in New York?" As soon as I can get this property, I will be out of the state and I will not be sad to be out of here. I'll be honest with you. So, yeah, nothing new on the property yet. As soon as I know, guys, I will let you guys know. Okay. But yeah, no, I can't wait to develop down there and get out of this miserable state and get away from this nonsense and all that type of stuff. I can't wait. I really can't. So anyway, so let's go back. So first of all, so your biggest threat is going to be your neighbors, unless you develop and forge a relationship with your neighbors, which you should be doing. Okay, if you can't trust them all, or if you don't like them all, and I get it, we're not going to like all your neighbors, but hopefully you can have a decent enough relationship where they're not going to be that threat to you. All right. As far as the cities go, and I know I've discussed this before, the people in the cities, they will cannibalize their own. That's what they're going to do first. They're not going to wander outside the city. So, very few people will try to get out. Not many will try to get out. Most people, especially city folks, are going to stay within inside of 10 to 20 miles from that city. They're never going to venture much farther out than that. And they're always going to go back to what's familiar. So if they're making forays out into the countryside, they may do it to try to get supplies and stuff like that. But you also have to understand, okay, when they make those forays out of the city, there are people out in the country that are not going to be welcoming them with open arms. So there's going to be that issue as well. So, these golden hordes that they talked about, these big migration of people coming and just eating up all the resources as they go, that is, in my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion, that's fantasy. That's not going to be the case, because again, people are going to stay with what is familiar to them. They're not going to. It would make them getting out in the country. They would be scared to death. Wouldn't know what to do. And then again, they're going to be coming up against people for the most part that are in the country are going to be armed. That's just the way it is. So, that's where that is. Okay. Um, so roving bands of people trying to commandeer things, possibility. Small groups, I would imagine. But if you have a large enough group, you can defend yourself. You're going to be able to defend yourself in your area and stuff like that. So you know, that is, that's going to be the way that works out. You're not going to see people are going to go for easy pickings. Okay, a prepper compound is not ever going to be easy pickings, and people are not stupid enough to, or not dumb enough to. They may try, and once they realize that they're dealing with a resistance of people that know what they're doing and those type of things, they're going to move on to softer targets. That's what they're going to look for. They're going to look for the easy targets that they can get. Down the road, maybe you might see more of that. As far as the local authorities coming, or who realistically in a post event, if somebody comes and said we're part of the local authority and we're taking, we're going to commandeer this stuff, they would be treated just like a looter, realistically. So that's what you got to think about too. You're not going to see the biggest threats like you think that you're going to see. Are people that like myself that put themselves out on YouTube, are we a target? I would say that we are, but again, you got to get here. Number one, that's number one. You got to get here. So depending if you're coming from 150 miles away, that's not going to be any kind of easy trek to get here. That's number one. Number two, you got to take what you think you can take once you get to that location. And again, preppers are, they're prepared for these type of contingencies, and they're always going to be. So it's not going to be like, oh yeah, here, come back the truck up and I'll help you load it up. That's not going to be the case. And again, it's not going to be just one or two people that you're going to have to deal with if you're coming to try to take things. It's going to be a community of people. And, if that's their way to survive, they're not going to give that up easy. So I honestly, that's funny. Yeah. But, yeah, it's just, that will there be threats? Of course there's going to be threats. But once they realize that you're not an easy target, that you're not some kind of pacifist, tree hugger that is just into green and into nature and doesn't believe in defending yourself, once they realize that you are one of the ones that will defend themselves, they're not gonna risk those losses. They're not, especially not early on. So, uh, David Fame said they dug up your dog and took it and your gun. Yep, they did, because they're doing an investigation. Heaven forbid. I don't know what the investigation would be for. Realistically, it was clear cut and dry why it had to happen. It wasn't like we randomly decided to shoot the dog. So, yeah. I just, like I said, I don't get. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, trolls are loyal. Oh yeah, they are absolutely loyal, and they're going to try to get you for anything that they can possibly get you for. Anybody on YouTube, guys, anybody on YouTube will tell you that. You talk to anybody, not just myself. So I'm not playing the victim. I'll tell you right now, I'm not playing the victim. Okay, but if you're on YouTube and you're putting yourself out there, you're going to have people that hate you, and if they hate you, they're going to try to cause you any kind of trouble or inconvenience that they possibly can. That's the reality of it. And and like I said, karma is a MF. It really is, and they will get theirs in the end. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing, and like I said, so. Ed, what do I eat in a day because I look super thin? It varies. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasting, which I think is really helpful. Keeping my portion sizes down as well. I think that makes a difference. Staying active, so that's part of it as well. So yeah, learn from this. Too many idiots out there. Well, let's put it like this: if I, in the future, have to dispatch an animal, I won't be talking about it on here. So, you know, absolutely ridiculous. No, and that's not a spray tan. No, I don't do spray tan. And I don't lay out there in the sun at all. If I'm outside and I'm working and I get some sun, then I get some sun. I mean, like yesterday, we were filling buckets and transplanting tomatoes and doing all that. That's a lot of physical work, and but that's okay. Bad people always get what's coming to them. Yeah, like I said, karma is real. If you do evil acts to people, it will come back to you. It will come back to you. So I'm a big believer in karma. I am absolutely. What comes around goes around, and they always get theirs in the end. Like I said, they may not get it for what they've done, but they're going to get it for something else, and that's what happens. So but like I said, these are the type of people, guys. These are the type of people that will never, ever come up into your face and say a word. Never, because they don't have the balls. That's how it goes. So, wasn't my dog. It was my sister's dog. So, my guys are fine. Yeah, it's a learning experience and will only make me smarter. Oh, I agree with you 100%. I definitely, see, here's the sad thing. All right. I'm a big believer in sharing our lives out here, which includes the good and the bad. This was not a pleasant happening today, meaning what I had to do with Rose. But it was something that I felt that it was important to share because it's part of life. It's part of what you have to deal with living off grid, being a prepper, growing up on a farm and all those type of things. Um, Trying to cause somebody trouble for this is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, yeah, I should have got her vaccinated. She would have dropped over on her own. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's craziness. Yeah. So, no, YouTube didn't remove the video. No, it's still up, still getting views. I think it's got about 4,000 views now. So, what's my secret to growing long hair? Yeah, you know where I grow long hair? I grow long hair in my ears. It grows great there. Um, Not here anymore. So, why would they take the other dogs? I didn't, I don't know why you would think they would take the other dogs. Here's what I want to tell you guys. I want to explain this to you so you understand, okay? Because people say to me, oh my God, don't show your license plate. The people that hate me know exactly where I am. They already know exactly where I am. So I don't care about showing a license plate because the people that want to cause me trouble and hate me already know where I am. So there's no sense in trying to hide the license plate number. Why do you think? Why do you think that I have said my new location down in West Virginia? I will not tell people where it's at. I won't tell you what county it's in. I won't tell you what town it's in. I'm not doing it. Um, it's not going to. That's information I'm not going to share because I don't want to deal with the stupid stuff that I've had to deal with here. You know what I mean? So, but but you think about the waste of time, police resources, and that type of stuff. Unbelievable waste of time. So initially, I'll tell you. So I'll tell you this part of it too. So initially, they wanted to take the 22, and I said no. And he goes, well, can I look at it? And I said sure. So I brought it out and I showed it to him. So they ran the serial number, of course, make sure it's not stolen. I got no problem with that. And so I put it back in the house. And so when they gave me that ultimatum, either you give it up willingly, or we'll get a warrant and take everything that we find. And I said, all right, you want to play, you're going to play that, you're going to be an asshole, is what, that's what I said. Sorry for swearing, but that's what I said. And, I said, okay, that's fine. So I said, I'll go get it and get, and well, we got to come with you. I said, listen, and this, I'll tell you, guys, I got nothing to hide. I said, they're like, well, we got to come with you. I said, listen, I said, if I wanted to do something to you guys, it would already be done. And that's not, again, it's not being a tough guy. That's not being, oh, I think I'm Billy bad, you know what. I did nothing wrong, number one. I got nothing to be ashamed of. I don't feel bad, other than I don't like what I had to do. That's the only thing I feel bad about. But my family asked me to do something. I did it for them, and that's how it goes. And so, that's just, that's part of it. So, but it's crazy. Land sales are recorded in the county courthouse. Well, I guess if they want to find me bad enough, they can find me bad enough. So, I just, like I said, just ridiculous games, wasting my time. Now, if I get the 22 back, I get it back. If I don't get it back, I don't get it back. So I'll go buy another 22. Big deal. Yeah, she didn't suffer at all. She never barked, howled out, nothing. It was very, very quick. It was very painless for her. So, you know, people were just, like I said, I had one lady come on and be like, oh, you should have done this, and I'm never watching another one of your videos again. Your choice. That's okay. I mean, I'm country. That's how we do things in the country. We take care of our own stuff. I do a DBA, record the property under a DBA. I may just do that. I may just do that. Well, like I said, what kills me is you had them riding, like I said, in the streets in New York City, beating people up, especially white people, right? Going after white people, beat white people up, smashing out windows in stores, setting police cars on fire, stealing everything that wasn't nailed down. That's perfectly fine. They dismissed most of those charges on those people. But they're going to give me a hard time for doing something that has been going on for hundreds of years, that people have done, that do constantly still today. Just don't talk about it on YouTube. Right? So, yeah, also vet does, it overdoses. Exactly. It overdoses the animal. But that's fine. you know. But yeah, like I said, it's just it is what it is, and so we got to deal with it, and that's part of the game. So, you know, it's just nonsense. It's nonsense. So, but anyway, yeah, live and learn. Exactly. To me, it's not a big deal. It's an event. It happens. It's what part of life. So, I would obviously want to share that, but apparently they want to play games. So I don't know. Just what are you going to do? Oh yeah, everybody's an expert. Everybody's judgmental. I assume those a-holes didn't follow you after all. How long ago did this happen? It was today. It was today that it happened. So, you know, yeah, I should get it back. Like I said, there was no ill intent. It was no maliciousness done in the act. It was our animal. It was been biting people for a long time, and Becky, made the call that it was time for the animal to be put down. And because they charge so much, I'm going to tell you what, to show up at the door for our vets up here, guys, you're looking at between $45 and $50 just to walk in the door. Nothing else, just that part. So think about that, okay? And when you can take care of it yourself, or you have somebody that can take care of it for you, that's why people ask people to put their animals down. So, yeah, it's just, so now we deal with this nonsense and just, but anyway, so what do we got 1,011 people in the chat, guys. We got 503 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do so, please, to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I ask for that reason as well. The third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So thank you very much for doing that. And again, if you're not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get more notifications or all notifications as well. So real quick, I'm going to talk about my website. I'm going to talk about the prepper get together, and then we'll do the egg count. Okay, so my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there, which is a resource for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. It is free to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked because it is private, obviously. So if you would like to do that, preppernurse1.com, you'll see Prepper Nurse One community, and you register there. Secondly, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see their logo. It says Forefathers. You click on that, it will take you to their website. If you make a CBD or hemp purchase, make sure that you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1 when you check out, so that you can save yourself 15%. Last but not least, again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy. You click on that. That is a Legacy freeze-dried foods. If you would like to add freeze-dried foods to your preps, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, gluten-free options are available. It is vegan. There are meat options available. It's made in the U.S., and it is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. I recommend having freeze-dried foods in your preps for sure. All right. Prepper get-together. We have the 2 dates available. What we're going to do, the 17th and the 18th of July. The 17th is going to be the Saturday, and that is going to be at the Saguenay American Legion in Saguenay, New York, obviously. Okay, right by the prison, right near where the prison is. The second date is going to be at Letchworth State Park. We have one of the pavilions up by the pool, and I'll give you that information as we get closer to that. So those are the 2 dates. If you do plan on camping out and staying, the camp that I was going to have is not able to do that now. So because they couldn't get their permits in time. So Greg has graciously said that he will put people up at his property for camping or tent camping, boondocking, obviously, if you want to bring your RVs up. So if you're coming to either day, I would like to know so I can get an idea, because we're going to be cooking out both days. On the Saturday, the Legion does have a bar, so if you want to get a drink, you're more than welcome to do that there. Also, I want to get an idea how many people we're going to have at Greg's too, so I can tell him. So preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Just send me that information if you're planning on coming one or both days, or whatever day you're coming, or if you're planning on camping out at Greg's. You can also still reserve the hotel in town, okay? So if you're interested in reserving the hotel, just, again, shoot me an email. I'll give you the information again for that. I've done it a few times on the live streams so that people know. We're going to have a great get-together. We're going to do a cookout, like I said, both days, and it should be a lot of fun. T-shirts are going to be available, as I said, as well. So if you want to come to the get-together and get your T-shirt that says, "Hey, I was at the 2nd annual Prepper party," that's why you're going to have it there. Okay, so definitely looking forward to meeting everybody that wants to come. We're going to have a good time. All right, so, but anyway, so that is that. All right, so let's go ahead and do the egg count. I didn't tell you guys yesterday. Yesterday, we ended up with 10 eggs yesterday. The 2 previous days, we had 7 eggs both of those days. We had 10 eggs yesterday. So what is your guess for today? All right, I'll give you guys a minute to do that, and we'll get the guesses up there. Let's see. Give you guys a minute to get your guesses here. All right. If you had the same guess as Lori Goldsmith with 9 eggs, 80K Man was right again too, by the way. 9 eggs is where we were at today. So good production from the birds. And no, for the third day in a row, Thick Neck did not lay an egg today. So yeah, I don't know what's up. It's had some couple cold days, and she does not like the cold weather. So I think that was a big part of for her. So she definitely does not like the cold weather. So anyway, so that's they're doing their thing, and they were fine. Now the pups are all right here again, like they always are. And I showed you guys Soxy earlier. I don't think anybody else is in. So Soxy was in, but that's it. So, uh, yeah, she's on strike. Yeah, she is a fair weather layer. She does not like to lay when it's cold out. Ah, yes. Okay. Let's talk about the Philippines. All right. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I did mention that I would be talking about the Philippines in this stream. We got kind of caught up with other things, obviously. The Philippine president said, and I love this, this is craziness, this is how insane things are getting. He said that people that refuse to get the right, that they will be arrested and they'll throw them in jail. Unbelievable. Forcing people to do that, I think, is criminal and unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yeah, I saw that today and I'm like, how insane is that? And of course, and then we have Mr. Rose, my cousin owns a processing business, USDA certified. He uses a 22 rifle to dispatch. I seen him drop a bull one shot. I was impressed. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Well, when you do it like all day long and that's what you do, you get very proficient at it, I'm sure. Thank you very much for the donation and thank you for sharing that information as well. Yeah, people just, I don't know, people are always going to do what they get a bug in their butt and they feel justified and they feel righteous about whatever, but unreal, just unreal. Philippines government is just about as savage as they get. They shoot drug dealers on the spots, no questions asked. Wow. Yeah. Well, and here's what I find amazing. Okay, so obviously Biden is on his big kick again about gun control, as we all know, but it's never about the fact that they've opened up the jail cells and let all these scumbags and criminals out of jails so that they can go and continue to commit crimes. It's not about that, of course. No, no, it's not about that. That's not the reason why. It's almost as though they want this to happen. Well, they do want this to happen. They want to do it so then they can lock it all down and use the excuse of whatever they decide the excuse to be. You know, My dad lives in the Philippines. He's passed for years. He's 77 and said he will not comply. I think a lot of people won't comply. I think a lot of people won't comply, and I think you're going to see people, it's going to come down to the fact. And so here's the latest thing, too. I forgot that I'm the same way about cold weather. You don't lay eggs, the Purview Prepper, when it's cold out. Well, that's good. Um, here, what was I just going to say? Hold on a second. Let me see if I got it. I was talking about Biden. Hold on a second. Let's see if it comes back to me. Man, I was going to talk about something else too. Oh, yeah, it's gone. I hate when that happens. If it comes back, I'll remember or to tell you. But yeah, it's oh man, and it was a good point. I was going to make a good point too, and it's just New York City voted in a new mayor. I didn't see that one. Old age, yeah, right. Yeah, I saw that truck that got stolen. I saw Southern Prepper One talk about that. It was like 8 million rounds of ammo. He said he didn't know what the caliber were, but they had done that. Biden's gun control. We were talking about Biden's gun control. Well, they'll use, like I said, they will use whatever excuse they can to try to take away guns. I don't know if you saw the statement too that Biden said. If people, was talking about, well, we don't need our guns because, what we need if we're going to try to take over the government, he said, was a few F-15s and some nuclear bombs. Well, it's just, these people, they want total and complete control. What happened in Nazi Germany, guys? That's all. You got to look at that, and they're following the same path right now. We're following that same exact path, and that's it. Won't shock me. Won't shock me. They'll use some excuse. They're trying to amp this up. They're trying to, what did I just see? I just saw something that's, there's 10 mass shootings in the last 3 days. Well, go to Chicago, go to New York City, and see what happens there on a daily basis. But it has nothing to do with letting out all the criminals out of jail. No, of course not. So, he asked the head of the border control to resign. Really? Yeah, he just, well, like I said, we're in trouble. That's all I know for sure. I see everything that is happening in the slow destruction and rot of our country. It is amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing to me. Yeah, catch and release, exactly. Yep. Nugget Jackson said, new to the channel, glad you tell it like it is. I don't know any other way, and welcome. I just say it like it is. I saw that too. Texas is definitely taking charge of the border. They plan on continuing to build a wall where they're having lots of issues, which I think is great, which I think is a great thing. When it's just not about, and I want people to understand this too, it's not all about immigration. It's about sex trafficking. It is about the flow of drugs that are like exponentially coming into this country across the border. So that's part of it as well. When you got these guys spending all their time, border control is what I'm talking about, rounding up a few people here and there, and then because they're busy doing that, then the drug cartels know they got a free ride just to roll through. That's an issue. That's an issue. So Warren Buffett resigned from the board of the Gates Foundation. Really? I did not know that. That's interesting. Here's something. Okay, so here's another thing. Okay, so obviously we know, most of you probably have heard, Russia shot across the bow, I think they said, and I know they dropped some bombs in front of one of the ships from Great Britain. Okay. And so what I think, and this is just my opinion, and I saw somebody else had put this up here too. Give the cops a week and then go claim your gun. It might be disassembled. Well, they said they would be in touch. So, we're going to go from that. But so they said it'd probably be 2 weeks at the most. They said I'd probably hear from them next week. So we'll just kind of go from there, But this is my thought, what's happening right now. China and Russia are doing little tests, little forays to see how far they can push because they know we have a weak president. They know we have a weak president. So that's all part of it too, What was the point of that having to give them the 22? Well, what they said, Billy the Kid, what they said was right now it's under investigation. It's bullcrap is what it is, okay? It's bullcrap. So they got to do their paperwork. Becky gave her statement. I gave my statement. They're going down to ask Margie for her statement, that type of stuff. So, we're just going to go from there and we'll see what happens, But it is amazing to me that they're going to wait. I'm going to tell you what, the county that I live in has a huge, huge, huge drug problem. Meth, coke, those type of things. Huge problems with both of those. But they're going to come here for dispatching a dog and waste time with that and have 4 cop cars here. So yeah. And then, like I said, it was the threat. Either you give that one up, because I said no, I'm not giving you the gun, and they're like, you either give that up or we'll get a warrant, we'll take everything. So that's when you go, oh, okay. So it's blackmail. It's a game. So just be aware of that, guys. Be very, very careful what you have on your location. I would encourage most of you to keep a lot of things off site if you can, in any way. To do that, that's would be my advice. Um, you know, said you did the right thing giving them that rifle. Yeah, well, it was basically blackmail, basically, and you get backed into a corner. You've got a couple of choices. So, you know, intimidation at its finest. That's part of the game. And see, here's the best part. And realistic. Let's talk about this realistically, right? The best part is they have the law behind their back. So even if you like, say you decide, okay, well, I'm taking this to court. I'm taking it to court, and I'm going to fight this, right? The judge is going to side with the cops, whatever they say, right? The DA is going to side with the cops, whatever they say. Now, like I said, and again, I will say that these cops were gentlemen. They were not a-holes about this, okay? But I don't like the way things were done in that aspect with the 22. I don't like that part of it. But you know, New York City primary was today for the mayor, so they're going to get rid of De Blasio. No, I didn't commit any crime. I haven't been charged with anything, and that's what I said. Why should I give up my 22 when I haven't been charged with a crime? Well, because of the investigation. So it's just like I said, it's part of the game, unfortunately, and we all have to play the game right now because we still have rule of law. When rule of law goes out the window, folks, then it's all bets are off. All bets are off at that point. No, it's not going to cost me anything at this point right now because I haven't been charged with anything. So it's standard procedure. Yep, Randy Romine said that's what, and they, like I said, they were decent about it. Okay, I can't emphasize that point enough. They were not like trying to be in my face, intimidating type of stuff, but they were decent about it, and I just like I said, I was too. So you know. Yeah, the county got mad because I didn't spend the money. The vets are probably, writing the laws saying you can't do that. You got to take them in and get them that way. They might dust it for fingerprints. Well, my fingerprints would be all over it because it's my 22, and I handed it to them. So yeah, I would hope my fingerprints would be on it. Oh yeah, if the dog had gone, if Hella had jumped the fence, if Hella had jumped the fence, they would have killed her in a heartbeat. Killed her in a heartbeat. But that'd have been fine. That's justified. That's okay. Yeah, it's just like I said. Yeah, it was on my property. Absolutely, absolutely, it was on my property. Well, they were saying that like livestock, they weren't sure that it. Like I said, they were saying it's not like dispatching livestock. Well, you know, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. They said they'll call me within a week, and that's fine. So we'll deal with it as we deal with it. I don't see how you can be charged for a crime like there's no crime. You know, there's no crime there. So that's why we put a gate up. Yeah, they'd still come anyway, even if you had the gate up. You know. Let's see. Often you cannot dispatch your own livestock. Agenda 2030, no livestock. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about there. Well, and well, thank you, because somebody said I not have such a great heart for animals. I love animals. You guys, anybody that's watched this channel, knows I love my animals, and you know, take, like I said again, I take no pleasure in having to put an animal down. None. Oh, Pamela Sherry says, "What the heck is going on? I'm so late." Okay, so Pamela, if you watched the earlier video today, I put down my sister's dog because she asked me to, because um, Rosie, her dog, had bit our other sister, Margie. And so Margie was about the 10th person that dog has bitten. Rosie was also getting older, was having a lot of seizures, uh, definitely had some like lumps of tumors and stuff on her. So Becky said, you know what, it's time. I can't have her biting people, and asked me if I would put her down. I said, yes, I would. And so she said, well, we're going to be gone today. They said, so would you do it while we're gone? And I said, of course. So that's what I did. Humanely, I put the dog down. I buried her on our property like you would do. And, you know, that is so one troll from YouTube, because they said the cops told me it was someone from YouTube called. All right. And so they called, and the video went up at 3 o'clock. The police were here at my house at 3:40. So yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So whatever. So they had to like take a statement from me. They took a statement from Becky. Um, you know, Margie. They were going down to talk to her. So yeah. Like I said, people are going to hate. They're going to do what they're going to do. Mr. Rose, if a rapist is released from prison and carjacks someone, does that considered reoffending? Different crime. This is how they fudge books. Makes it look like they reform people. Yeah, there's like so many ridiculous things going on right now. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's just, this is ridiculous. This is what is part of the problem that's wrong with our country. I'll be honest with you. It's part of the problem that's wrong with the country. You have people that have nothing better to do than try to cause people problems. Pamela Sherry, wow, so sad. Wasn't Rosie blind as well? Some people are just, yeah, she was blind in one eye, and I don't think she was seeing real well at the other one, because she had been like barking at any noise she heard lately. So I don't think that she could see people anymore either. So yeah, it was just, like I said, it's just, it's ridiculous that people have nothing better to do than try to cause other people problems. That's why so many YouTubers will quit. Well, guess what? I'm not quitting. So all your little games and all your little things you're trying to do to cause me problems, those that do, 98% of you guys are absolutely awesome. Love you. You guys are fantastic. The 2%, you can kiss my behind. And, like I said, and I'm a big believer in karma. And I know karma will take care of those people that play those little nonsensical games. So, like I said, I'm never going to come on here. I'm not going to threaten anybody, because that's not what I do. No, I didn't show it on YouTube. Okay. So you put it on YouTube? No, I did not show me dispatching the dog on YouTube. No, absolutely not. I would never do that. That's ridiculous. I talked about that I put the dog down. Okay. So no, I would never, ever, ever show that. That is so tactless. I can't believe that people would would even suggest that you would do that. Um, Yeah, next time look up your county's rules on that stuff. I hadn't, like I said, we've done this our whole lives. Um, I couldn't even tell you how many animals that I have dispatched through the years. It's never done for pleasure. I get nothing out of it. It needs to be done. Sometimes they need to be taken care of. And you can't have a dog. See, because so the next person she bites, they'll sue me because I'm the homeowner, right? And that, so what? You let the dog continue to go until she bites somebody that's going to sue you? So I've never shown not one weapon on this channel ever. I've never shown a weapon on this channel. So, and you'll never see one. So there you go. Hey, Wolf Mule 99, thank you very much for the donation, man. I appreciate that. So, yeah, like I said, it's just I did what needed to be done, exactly. And so, because some jerk off didn't like it, and they called the police on me to try to cause me trouble. So, should have called Cesar Milan. Yeah, the relationship with your dog. So, yeah, people are a trip, man. It's just like I said, if they hate you, they're going to do everything in their power to try to cause you problems. Um, you know, that's what they do. So, weak-minded people, like I said, like that, they won't last 10 days in a post-event. They won't. So that is a fact. They will be taken care of rather quickly, and they'll have nobody to cry to. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Delbert Jones just said, think about all the animals that will not have a home after SHTF and go wild. Exactly. I want you to think about something else too, okay? And I want you guys to think about this. Hurricane Katrina, a lot of these disasters down there, people leave their pets home. They leave their pets home because they can't take their dog or their cat or whatever to a shelter. A lot of those animals never, ever, ever get back with their original owners. A lot of times they don't, and that's messed up. So how could you leave your animal behind? That's kind of how I feel. I would never leave these guys behind. Never do it. So, you know, yeah, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I'm surprised they didn't dig up my dead cat that we had that passed away on its own out back here. I should have told them about that too. They could dig that cat up and see what that one died of. You know. Yeah, people abandon dogs and cats every day on back roads. Absolutely, they do. They don't do nothing about those people. You know. It, it, it is what it is, realistically. So, we're going to. Yeah, I can't believe they dug the dog up either. I really can't. And I told them, I said, listen, don't parade my dead dog in front of my sister. I said, put it in something so she doesn't see it. And they did. They were, but I couldn't believe that they would do that. Again, waste of resources, waste of time. So, and then I told them, and how about this one? So somebody said, or the raccoon. So then I told them a couple of years ago that I dispatched a rabid, what I felt was a rabid raccoon in the middle of the day, right? When I dispatched that. And I said, I called the health department. I called you guys, right? Nobody came for that. Nobody came for that. So, oh no, you know what? I know I did nothing wrong. It's irritating to have to go through this process of nonsense over a non-issue, you know. And I get that they got to do what they got to do, but I should get the 22 back. It's like I said, I didn't commit a crime, so I should have, you know, I should be able to get it back. And if I don't, guess what? I'll go buy another 22. I don't care, But it's nonsense. It's just ridiculous nonsense. But again, let me just reemphasize one more time here. The cops were decent. They were not being jerks, but they were going to get what they wanted, So they obviously they played a game. No, no, it's not illegal to dispatch a weapon. People shoot. You guys have heard. I've been done videos where people were shooting. So all the time. More than one video, you heard gunfire in the background. So I should have him dig me the pond. Yeah, she's in there somewhere. Yeah, like I said, the people that did this, they'll get theirs in the end. Karma is a very, very powerful thing, and it does happen. Why did you shoot the dog? Because she was continuing to bite people. Cece's asking. That's all. I'll explain again. She had bit Margie, which was about the 10th person that she had bit. She was 11, and she was in poor health. I believe she was already blind in one eye, but I think she was losing her sight in her other eye because she would bark at everything that she heard moving. She was having seizures, and she was also she had tumors on her as well. So it was a combination, a little bit of everything. But Becky didn't want her to take the chance of her biting anybody else. So that's why. So anyway, real quick again, what do we got? We got 895 in the chat, guys. We're at 668 for the thumbs up. Again, please, if you had not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time for shooting that thumbs up. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. It pushes us up higher in the rankings with the more interaction that we have, be it thumbs up or thumbs down. No, it never bit Becky. It loved Becky. It was very protective of Becky. Also, the third reason I do like to see a lot of thumbs up, so that's the third reason. And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. So, people always will try to twist things to hurt you. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of people would have just dumped the dog someplace and drove away, which I think is even more cruel. I just. All right, Rob Price, I will. But yeah, you guys are a great therapist. I'm much calmer, so thank you. Sometimes you just got to vent about stuff. It is amazing to me that people are going to be such petty little children, but again, it is what it is. So that's what we have to deal with. So we deal with it. Yeah, yeah. If you abandon the dog, you can get arrested for that. Yeah, right. It's just amazing. So, all right. Well, let's do this, guys. Let's do We Are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? We already got John here jumping the gun with Beech Grove, Indiana. So where's everybody from tonight? Nowhere, Oklahoma, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Oregon, London, Ohio, BC, Canada, Quebec, up in Canada, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Montreal, Canada, up in Quebec again, Greenlee County, I missed where that was. The Adirondacks, West Virginia, Montana, Indiana, New Mexico, Texas, West Virginia, Australia, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Northern Illinois, Cape Cod, Illinois. I hear you. I'll let you out in a minute. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Oh. So we'll show one more baby. The Gelkemeister. New York City, New Mexico, North Carolina, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the UP. Let's see, Ulster Park, New York. Massachusetts, Melbourne, Australia, Essex, Vermont, Essex Junction, Vermont, West Georgia, Las Vegas, Western New York, San Antonio, Texas, Key West in Florida, Pennsylvania, Iowa, New Mexico, Arizona, far north coast of Australia, very nice, Kansas, South Australia, Got a lot of Australia in here tonight. Connecticut. Hey, Frank's Pro Septics. Just in case you have to buy a new 22, you did nothing wrong. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. That's very nice of you from Georgia. Thank you, man. That's very. I know I didn't do anything wrong, so I appreciate that, though. That's very kind of you. We have Delaware, Afton, New York, Indiana, Nevada, New Hampshire, Burton, Michigan, Edgewater, Florida. So again, guys, all over the country, all over the world, huge network of people. We really are. We're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference when the time comes. So it's just we got Germantown, Maryland. We have Kansas. Yeah, Gelko's a good cat. He's a pretty wild cat. I like his coloring. He's got really cool colorings. So anyway, like I said, when the time comes, we have a choice to help or not help. I believe we should try to help if we can, but not at the expense of your group or your family. So just remember that. And you're going to have to make choices. You really, really are. So we got Campbell, Missouri. I hadn't seen that one before, so I figured I would say that. Brownsville, Texas. So, but again, we can be the ones that make a huge difference when that time comes. I want to thank my moderators who do just an absolutely fantastic job on here keeping the chat clean. I know this is kind of, for some people, it's a tough topic, but, it is what it is. Hey, Pam Sherry, nothing sadder than putting down a horse, and it happens a lot. Matter of fact, Biden just decided to kill hundreds instead of feeding them. You know what? And that's enough. Yeah, they're killing wild horses just because, well, probably because the ranchers don't want the horses eating the grass. They want it for the cows. And you're right. But that's perfectly fine, and that's okay. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's just, like I said, people are going to always think what they're going to think. There's nothing we can do about it. And, so there we go. But I want to thank you guys all for being here, and thank you for being supportive as well. I really do appreciate that. You're going to have people that don't think the same way that we do. They were raised differently. That's fine. Again, whatever happened to agreeing to disagree? I don't get that. I never will. I think so many people are so weak today. It's scary. It really, really is scary. So, yeah. So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and we really should try to remember that. People are going to go out and beat people up because they're a different color, because they're a different religion, because they have a different political affiliation. And that's fine. That's great. Nobody's going to get in trouble for that. Heaven forbid, right? We'll steal everything that's not nailed down, and that's perfectly fine too. But we'll waste time with somebody dispatching an animal on their own property. Anyway, also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. Trolls can continue to try to do what they're going to do. You're not going to get anywhere. So, that's the end of that. And that's how I feel. You're never going to drive me off of YouTube. That's it. So there we are. But anyway, I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. And I'll keep you updated on this whole thing. I'll let you know what happens. All right? Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.